Hello all, this is John with Vintage Rust. I got another tripod here. It's one of the ones that as I move, it's supposed to follow me. Not sure if it's going to help me much, but I'm hoping to do at least a little bit better. Trying to do this, camera business, and then you got to go in and you got to try to, adjust it. I haven't quite figured it out yet. My brother sent me some videos that he thinks may help me, and I've been looking at them, and I think they will. I need to take time and try and figure out why the program I have is not working. So I was looking at some of the stuff they said, and I'm still a little kind of lost. So I'll have to work on that more, but I'm going to do the best I can with what I do have. So if y'all would bear with me as I learn this process, it would be much appreciated. Anyway, so I'm still working on the square body here. Okay, so the other day, it was a terrible video. I do apologize. Anyway, so I wanted to go back and just say, how's everybody? How's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing good. Hope you enjoy the video. I hope you find some entertainment in it. And also, I'm trying to show you what you might experience, not only working on a square body, but even any kind of a vehicle that you're going to be replacing panels on. It's, once you start doing it, you kind of get the hang of it. But it is a little bit tricky at first. You got to grind out the spot welds, and you got to cut the metal off, and you got to chisel some spot welds, and so there's a lot going on there. But after a little bit, you start kind of figuring it out. I need to get like a better spot weld cutter because I've been using a drill bit, and I think the key there is the right size drill bit and also getting exactly where the spot weld is. That would make a big difference. So, this is stuff you kind of learn as you go along. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started here. I'm just going to I put the floor in yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I'm going to take the floor back out. I think I'm going to do it a little bit different this time. I was going to try to butt weld it together. But if you watch some of my other videos, I'm new to MIG welding. So I am not good at MIG welding with the wire that's got the coating around it. Can't remember what you call that. But, so I think what I'm going to do is, I'm still working on trying to get the gas for my welder because it's around $300 for a tank with gas in it. Maybe some of you got that going on, but I don't have that going on. I'm kind of living on a fixed income here, and so I don't have that kind of money. But anyway, so I'm waiting until I get some money to get me a tank, and that's supposed to be entirely different using it with the argon gas as opposed to using the MIG welder that's got the stuff around the wire. Plus, you can get a thinner wire. So the smallest I can get that I have found is I can get a 0.30 wire, which really is kind of big when you're looking at just little sheet metal. If you're doing bigger, thicker metal, it'd be okay, but doing this little sheet metal, it just likes to blow holes in the metal. And that's about it. Once you blow a hole in, you're trying to fix that, it just gets ugly. Because over on this side, I filled a little piece in over there, and it was going real well, and then all of a sudden I got a hole in it, and now I'm trying to fix the hole, and I just made it worse. So I cut it out, put another piece in it, and it was going great, and right at the end, same thing, I blew a hole through it. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do there yet, because I got to finish that one little piece up. That side is fantastic, except that one little hole that was over there. So what I'm going to do right now is just basically get the floor out. I'm going to try to grind all the edges around here to make it so that I can overlap it when I weld it. Instead of butt welding it, it's going to be overlapped. And that's fine with me. I'll weld up top here, I'll weld up bottom, I'll grind it, and when I get done, I'll put some paint on. I hope to drive this truck. This isn't going to be some showstopper. It's just going to be a truck that I'm going to use to drive around, go to the dump, go to the store, whatever. But I still want it to look nice, Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take this floor panel out. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to lower you down here so you can see. The other video I noticed, I kind of stuck my butt in your face. I didn't mean to do that. When I was working on it, I didn't think I was. And later when I watched the video, I'm like, oh my goodness, what in the world? I tried to cut it out. I couldn't figure out how to get that section out. I worked on it for hours, and I think I just made it worse. I couldn't get it out. So I do apologize for that. I'm going to try not to do that to you this time, so I'm going to kind of keep you back here where you are. but I'm going to lower you down so hopefully you can see, or at least angle the camera down so you can see the floors I'm working on. I know this is not exciting stuff. It's, you know, it's just hopefully for a little bit of entertainment. And then also, again, like I was saying before, about hopefully give you an idea of what you're looking into if you decide to do it yourself, because that's what I did. Like, I watched a lot of videos before I decided to take this project on. And although I was, you know, I'd never, used a MIG welder, that's how pretty much I've done everything my whole life. Is I want to do it, I try to find out as much as I can and then just go at it. Eventually you learn. Probably most people do that. So, anyway, I watched videos that kind of taught me a lot, and then I decided to just jump right in. So I don't know if that'll be the case with you, if that's what way you work. But I mean, I could go to school all day. Me and schooling just don't get along. I can't. The studying part, it just doesn't go well with my brain. Now I can get out here, I can do it. Somebody could show me how to do it, and I can do it. But anyway. So I'm going to pull this up, just grind these edges to get it ready to start welding. And then I'm going to grind this piece off here on the bottom a little bit. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of that. I still have, I got that whole front section all sanded. Let me bring you around here so you can see it. I know I showed it the other day, but let me see if I can get you over here. All right. It's supposed to follow me. So you can see this section here. So this is all done right here. So I got that. I got this piece back here. This is all done. I pulled the plastic off except right here. And then I did all that. I redid that. I started working on this piece right here. Let me see if I can lower this down so you can... I tell you, I think I have it right. And later when I watched the video, and then I'm like, no, that's just not right. So I started working on this. I did get this section here sanded, like I was talking before about this. So from here up, I still got to scrape all that off. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And same thing here. But I did get this section, all this. This is all sanded to here. Because you got to scrape that stuff. It doesn't come off too easy. I was trying to use a wire brush, scraping anything I could, but it took a while, but I got that section. So there. Once I get this part here done, I think I'm going to leave all this here and just clean it up real good. And depends. If I can get it back to like right there, then I'll probably just paint this whole section here. And then undercoat it under the bottom here. If you can see that. Last time I didn't do such a good job. So if I can get it undercoated just to where right up into there, that when you're looking, I'm undercoated back there and get it painted to right here. That way when you're open up the hood and you're looking, you see all the whole thing is painted same color as the rest of the body. I just think it'll look nicer. I had to clean it up anyway, so might as well. So anyway, so you can see I've got this, trying to get this thing to work with me here. I got this thing here. All this is all done. See right there. I got this section. So I've already went over that. So anyway, I just want to show you the progress I got made there. I'll just move it back over here. And I'm just going to do a little bit here. Take the panel off. I'm going to try to tilt you down a little bit. I don't know what this thing will do without seeing my face. I don't know if it moves. Oh, it still moves with my body. All right, I don't know how you turn that off. I'd turn it up. I could, but I don't know how you do it. All right, anyway, so I need to get my drill. So I'm going to just pause it. All right, we're back in business here. So I don't know how well this is going to work with that thing moving around. It likes to move a lot. Take all the screws out. And let's see, get this one out. I'm hoping to get all this grinded done so I can get this ready to weld it once I get the gas. I did manage to get all these screws in. Got it down flat like I want. So that was one of the things I was concerned with. I wanted to make sure that I had it where I wanted it. Reason why I got you there, I don't want to put my butt in your face. Sorry about that from the other day. getting there. A few more. All right, that one tried to get away. Oh no, man, I'm gonna use you again. No, you don't even think about getting away. All right. I don't even know if you can see up in there or not. I do like the fact that this panel, that's one thing that I looked for when I bought this panel and this bottom panel is I look for these things here to line up. So these line up, that lines up, and this one here lines up. Not all of them are like that. You know, you get some of them ones from China that they just don't line up. And I wanted that to line up so that it would fit good on the floor. You know, that's the kind of stuff you learn as you go along with this stuff. If you're seasoned, you already know that stuff. But if you're not, you're like me, you learn as you go. And so you buy pieces and then you find out, oh, wait a minute, that don't fit so good. You know, they want you to send it back and it just gets ugly. Sometimes they'll tell you to keep it. Sometimes you gotta send it back. All right, let's get this stuff out of here. All right, so we got that panel out. There we go. Okay. See the lines here. I guess you can probably see them. I don't know if the light just right. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me do it this way. Get the lines. See the lines there? See these here, this one, and then if you look down bottom, so we got those couple down there. And of course, I had this all cut out, but up top there, where it goes in up top, I didn't cut all of those out, so it still sets in up there the way it's supposed to. So I wanted this to be just like it was from the factory. This panel turned out real well. It's a really good panel. The only thing I did on this one though is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got this little weld piece. This is a drop-in one, so this is up top. The other one, it goes down bottom. So either I have to unbend this and bend it down or weld it upward. Haven't decided which way I'm going to go on that yet. Let's see. Now I pulled this out for, I'm going to grind all that in there. All right, so set that piece there. Back to this here. All right, let me see here. I'll raise you back up again. It doesn't raise too good. All right, let's see here. There we go. Maybe I need to, I got a little light up here too. Right on top, trying to help me out a little bit here. Yeah, this thing is not quite as sturdy as I'd like it to be. Again, I'm learning as I go. Well, my brothers wanted to turn me on to this. He said, hey, to make the one to go back and forth. So that's nice. It is kind of keeping up with me. But I'm not really moving around a lot. See, this is great if you're moving around the shop. And I'm not really doing a lot of that. I'm really just mainly focused in this little area right here. So what I've got to do is put that there, and then I'm going to turn. One thing I like about this one, it does have a thing on the top I can turn down. The other one I couldn't get. I could only get level, and that was it. So, all right. So what I want to do here is, so I want to get this the rest of the way. I'll mark this. I got a mark on here. I can find my grinder. There it is. I want to get ground up above that mark, so that when I start welding, I don't have paint in my way. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, you little sucker! What in the world? Something there got me good. Look at that. Nice big chunk of metal on my finger. How exciting! Yep, I have to break out the knife. Little jerk. Still not out. Interesting. That's why it's so important to wear gloves. And I didn't put them on because I wasn't fooling with the metal yet. Oh my goodness, it's a big chunk of metal. Good night. No wonder that hurt. All right. Well, let me put my gloves on. I'm sitting here preaching about putting your gloves on. I'm sitting there preaching about putting your gloves on, and then I don't put them on, and I end up with a nice chunk of metal on my finger. All right, so back to what we was doing here. So I'm going to lower you back down so you can see what I'm doing. All right, there we go. Of course, I'm not the prettiest fella, so I am sure it's better to see what I'm doing as opposed to sitting looking at it. See, that thing came from that, and there I am, did it again. Good night. Had a piece of metal stuck right in there somehow. All right. Trying to get this little piece on my grinder. All right. There's one thing I know about tools. I said that to many people, is you can never have too many tools. You can never have too many grinders. Never have too many sanding discs. I wonder why this thing wobbles like that. I don't know, but it sure does. Interesting. All right, so what I'm going to try to do is grind this. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to pause it. And I'll tell you why. Let me go ahead and raise this up. I think I'm going to pause it, and the only reason why I'm going to do that is so that you really can't see me grinding anyway. But that way you don't sit here and hear all that noise. And then I'll just pause it, and then when I get done grinding it, I'll turn it back on. Because at this point, I don't know how to silence it. Like, sometimes you can silence it and you can speed it up. I don't know how to do that. And sometimes you can just chop that piece out. I tried the other day for, like I say, an hour or two. I never did figure out how to do it. So I'll just pause it, grind it, and then I'll come back. All right? Okay, now we're back at the floor. I got it all ground up. Let me see if I can get you downhill here so you can see it a little bit. Get you over. So right here, let me see, I need to get you down a little bit farther. So right there, you can see I've got all this ground all the way along there. I've got it all, I don't know if you can see that. I've got all this ground up here. And then I've got all this ground up there. Now what I got to try to do is put my panel in. So that's what I'm getting ready to do, see if it fits. So let me put you here where you can see it. Get the glove bag on. And we'll get that floor. It's not completely ground down yet. Just the floor is. But this I'm going to make sure. All right, let's slide it back in there and see where we are. I had to ground a little bit farther. Try not to get my, okay, what happened here? Now it's not wanting to work. What's going on? Something happened to it. All right, well, it's not working again. All right, so we got the floor set in place. And, okay, so it's set in now, it's got to fit it. I did grind it a little bit on this edge. Gives me a little bit of room here to weld. I may still do that a little bit more there. I could always put this under that piece, kind of like it on top, but I could always go under. All right, so I got that, and I want to make sure we're all the way up where we belong. While keeping my gloves on, I keep forgetting that. All right, let's see here. I need a screwdriver. Looks like it might be trying to follow me. Here we go. All right. Let me get back to the floor again. All right, so I'm going to try to get this to go up a little bit. back just a little bit. All right, let me see if I can find a screw here to line this dude up. There we go. All right, so we got it lined up there. I just want to make sure all this stuff is right. This goes down now. Let's see. I've got a hole here, but I got a hole right there. This actually needs to be bent backwards, but looks like I need to do a little bit. Oh, you know why? Here, I didn't get quite high enough right there. All right, so this has got to come across to right there. So I missed a spot there. That's all right. Up here looks good. Maybe this corner up here could do a little bit more. Yeah. Get that corner. That leaves me plenty of room here to weld it. You just need enough to run a bead across there, but you want to have a little bit of extra space. You don't want to burn paint up and all that. All right, now over here though, this is kind of what I'm concerned with here is over here. Can you see me there? I think I showed you this before. There's a little bit of a gap there. I'm not sure if that's what I was saying. Maybe I could slide this under and that'll let me move it that way a little bit. I'm not sure. So let me see what I can do here. All that trying to fit these pieces together, make it fit. It's like a jigsaw puzzle almost. So with this here, you got the inner panel. You got this inner panel here. You got the floor, right? And then you got the outer panel. So you got a lot of pieces. You got to make them all fit together. And I'm not even sure this piece, if this goes under or on top. I've got it right now where it's on top. I was just thinking, can I actually get it to go under? Because I think it would work better. It would let me slide it over to the other side a little bit. Let's see if it'll do that. Let's see here. Okay. It's closed, but I think I'd probably have to maybe bend it down. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got something going on. Oh, I see what I have to do now. So if I get it there, that would be fine. But I have to cut this piece here to get this to come over there, because I've got to get it over top of this. So if it comes right here, comes under there, we don't want any more of those metal slivers, you know? Let's see, where's my screwdriver? I just had it. See if I can get this up a little bit. All right, there we go. So, all right, so right in there. So I'd have to get this right in here. It's got to go that way. Here's the line. It's up a little high. I don't know if you can see that, but here's the line. And here's the other line down here. So I've got to get those two to line up. See that one there? It's about maybe ½ inch off. So it means I got to pull it farther this way. I could cut this, I really don't want to. So what I'd like to do is just cut this piece right there, but I don't want to get rid of it. I just need to have it where it'll open up and let me slide in there. Got to get the old thinking cap on, because that kind of stuff messes with my brain a little bit. All right, so to get that to go into there, I have to cut this. So I wonder if I cut it and then slide this over. Well, I'll do something, even if it's wrong. So let me see here. I got to cut this piece. It's going to come over top, and now it's going to go into the bottom. Maybe right there, maybe. And that should pop onto there. Let me try that. Let me get my, let me just chop it right there and see what we got. Okay. Can't forget the gloves. Alright, I just need to cut it there. Let me get my grinder. And I have to get the right wheel for it. If that thing had a wider, bigger lens somehow, but It doesn't, and I don't know how to do it. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to figure it out. All right, put that up there. And then we're just going to chop it, and I'm hoping that'll just go right underneath, right here. That's what I'm hoping. Oh, of course, it'd be helpful. Put my mask on. You got to have that. Again, like I was saying, you got to have that. All right, it quit working again. All right, wonderful. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Get you down here if I can figure out how to do it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try to get this cut. And maybe I can get that in there. So here we go. I wonder if I should angle that back. That'll let this piece sit on top, but that'll go into the bottom. Let's give it a whirl. See if that'll. Let's see if that'll fit under there now. I'm probably gonna have to bend that down just a little bit, a little bit. Yeah, let me take this thing off. All right. I'm gonna bend it down a little bit, just make sure it gets up under there. You can always bend it back up from underneath. All right, here we go. I'm sure for you professional guys, you probably know exactly what to do, but I don't. So I'm just trying to figure it out. All right, let's see, move that up. Okay, so that would go. Let me see if I can get this under there. I think that'll lift it up. Yeah, I may have to bend that whole thing down. I've got to get this over farther. I don't know if you can see that or not, like right in here. The only bad thing about that thing moving, it wants to jump around all the time. Let me see if I can just turn that thing off. I can figure out how to do it. There's a off button here somewhere. All right, got it off. All right, so, all right, got the thing off. So, I don't know if you can see that. So it's right there. As you can see though, it's leaving this whole section out up here. So in order to get that, I'm gonna have to cut this more and bend this under so it can come across there. To get a little bit more on here. Let's get you back up here. All right, well, maybe I can get you down a little bit. All right, so that's what it looks like I'm gonna have to do is get that up there. All right, so pull it out, try to bend that other piece down so that it'll go up, pull up higher. So I can get it like the top, because I already got that cut in there. And that I can pull that guy, wherever it goes, in there. But I need it to go here. I need it to go that far. So I have some benders here somewhere underneath all this mess. I have some benders. I just have to find them. All right, well, I hate to put you on pause like that for a second, but I gotta find the bender, so hold on if you would. See what I can get here. Okay, we're back. Got the benders. These are pretty nice. I had two pair of these. I had this one, as you can see, it's an angle, and then I have a straight pair. And they each have their own job. you know. So I'm going to use that pair, see if I can bend this down enough that it'll fit under that. So let's see what we got here. Actually, might be better off to get my straightened out, but I don't know where they're at. Let's see. I hate to do this, but at the same time, I can straighten it back out underneath once I get there. Okay. Now let's just real quick see if that'll help any. All right. A little bit better. Now let's see here. Oh yeah, here we go. It's a little bit better. So I'm gonna cut that. I just want to see how it fits here. So this fits better there. All right, that's better. Let me knock that down so I can come up a little bit. I don't know. There's a gentleman. I can't think of his name. It's a shame. I'll think of it in a few minutes. But he's a really good welder. He's been building cars for a long time, and yes, that's the way he does. If you watch him, he puts it in there. If it don't fit, he'll do a little something else. That's what you kind of do. It's that's what happens on all of them. You have to kind of do it that way. You get it, fit it in there, see how it's going to fit, and if it don't fit, make some adjustments. And that's what I'm trying to do. Make adjustments here to see what's the best way to do this. Because I really would like it to go that way, which it is over there now. That's where I like that to be. Let me see. The only thing is, I want to get it up like that. I gotta cut it here though. Okay. Yeah, that's good over there. And that way it's not sitting on here, because when you put that bottom piece on here, when you put the, and I can never think what that thing is called. When you put this piece, down here, this on, that piece there holds it up a little bit. Now it won't hold it up, it'll go the way it's supposed to go. So it would be better to have it underneath as opposed to, pull you back down, opposed to sitting on top. All right, so I got to get this here cut so it can go this way a little more, but I got to think about that because that piece, well, first off, it's got to go this way. So I may have to chop that piece out a little bit to get it to go in there. All right, let's see what we can do there. Yeah. Just cut that out and see what I can do here. First thing you do is put on my shield, of course. Oh, man. I take this thing off, put it on so many times. Kind of forget after a minute. All right, so I'm going to try to cut that out and see what happens here. Little by little, we'll just piece it, cut a little bit, see how that works. Hope they don't cut too much. They say the key to a successful build is you cut it once and it's too short, cut it again. That usually helps. You usually want to keep a supply of metal and a lot of welding rod around though, but I don't want to have to cut any more than I have to. All right, that piece up. Try it again. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna a little bit better. Now let's get that up there. Still, you know what I gotta do is either cut this or bang that over, bend it, because this is there we go. Yeah, that's what I need to do right there. And that should let that come over, because I got about, right here, I got maybe 3/16 of an inch I need to go right there, so I got to get it over that bar. I'm hoping it'll still stay over there. We're going to find out. So, got to get that guy. So I wonder if I could just cut that off. Why not? Let's just give it a whirl. See what happens. Uh-oh, here goes my flashlight. I'm gonna have to move the board a little bit farther up out of the way. Drop it there. All right. There we go. Let's see if that'll do the trick. Hopefully it will. Oh, that's a lot better. Oh yeah, look at that. Get that up there. Pull this that way farther. Oh yeah, that's looking good. I like that a lot better. Yep. All right, let's see. All right. Now what I really need to do is run me a screw through there. And let's see, because I like where that's at. I like that spot. Now, I wonder if I could get a screw through there. We're going to find out. Because I really feel like I need to go farther forward. Let's see. Let me see if I can go farther forward first. Take this off. All right, now where was I? I need a hammer. I think I'd have one hammer here. There we go. All right, one hammer. See if I can do a little tap tap. I'm gonna have to lift it up a little bit. All right, let's see if we can get this. What I might have to do is get in there and hit that with a hammer, knock that back a little bit. I think that's what I'm going to do. Right. See, that's what I mean. You just got to kind of work with the metal, work with what you got. Keep working that until you get it. All right, so what do I got to do? Oh, bang that in a little bit. Over here, we are exactly where we need to be. Uh-oh. Stuck in place now. All right. It's right on point over here now. There we go. Yeah. All right, get my back on. I don't want y'all to see me crying on camera. Start cutting myself. Blood starts flowing. All right, let's see. Now I have a big hammer. Where is the big hammer? I know it's right here somewhere. Hold on 1 minute there. Let me hate to do that to you, but I gotta have the big hammer. Now, here it is over here. Yeah, this is a job for the big hammer. All right, so I gotta bend that in a little bit. Hopefully that's enough. All right, there we go. Again. You know what? I did not get that piece. And that's the main thing I was trying to get. Forgot what I was doing. There we go. That helps it out. No. Still not. It's a little bit better, but not that much. I gotta get. All right, come on, baby. Yeah, see, it's got to be, this whole thing's got to be knocked in. All right, let's see if we can get the whole thing to go in a little bit. A little bit better. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Now, can I get, all right, so what I got to do though is get that back down there. good, but I can see. All right, let me see if I can get a screw in there. All right, if we can get a screw in it. Of course, now look what happened. Came back. Wonderful. Where are we at over here? Yeah. All right, let me see if I can get a couple screws this way. We'll just see where we're at here. All right, so we've actually, yeah, we've definitely moved down some. Because the hole's up here in a different place. Yeah, but that's definitely much closer there. All right, I need to hold this down. Try it. All right, now let's see if we can get a. Ouch, that hurt. All right, yeah, got that. All right, well, that's good. Getting somewhere, finally. I think I'm gonna screw this in place, and that'll be the end of this video, because once I get this in, I've got it pretty much where I want it to weld it at. I gotta make a few adjustments, but oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. All right, that's beautiful. Get another screw in there. All right, let's get some more up here. Hold this dude in place. Let's go this way first, get it over here. Got that up tight. It's looking good, we're getting there. Let me raise it up here a little bit. All right, we're getting there. A few more screws. I don't know if you can see them or not, but let me drop you back down. I just got to get these screws up in here, right in there. A couple here, and then that's it. Well, I may get one right in here, one here and here, just to hold it. So now I got it where I want it. I like the way that it's situated in there now. Again, don't know if you can see that, but I like the way that's situated better. That's good. All the stuff will have to be, of course, ground. I got to grind all this, grind all that so I can weld that good. Grind all this, all that edge. I would just want to get it in place. I got that where I want that. It's looking good. I'm very happy with the way that that turned out. So, again, same thing with yourself. You know, as you go and you work on these things, you just keep fussing with them and messing with them until you get it the way you like. I mean, I still got to add a little piece of metal here. That's okay. I got a little piece. That's all right. I'll throw some weld on it. It'll be all right. But, yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, well, that's going to be the end of the video. I will catch you on the next one. This video, again, probably won't be edited. I'll try, but unless I can learn something, it's probably not going to be edited. I'll do the best I can. But anyway, hope y'all have a good one. If you can, subscribe. Helps the channel to keep growing. And, you know, it's one of these things about these cameras is, you know, most people we're not used to talking into cameras. Used to talking to people. And so it takes a while for your brain to get used to talking to the camera, which is talking to you people, right? And and so you got to get your brain switched around. And then you got to get comfortable doing it. You know, when you're on the camera, you got to get comfortable being on the camera. So, you know, if you joke or whatever you do, you know, once you get comfortable, you can do that. But not until. And that takes time. So I'm working on it. Like I said, I've only made a few videos. I think total, maybe 8, 9. But some of them were made a couple years ago. And I hadn't made any more until I started this square body project. But, you know, as I go on, hopefully I'll get better. And but definitely with y'all's help, we can keep this going. Because I really like doing this kind of stuff. And what I want to do next is I'm going to get this in. And then I need to get, when I get some good weather here, I'd like to get my square body up there started. You actually running. I had put in that Holley sniper kit, and that required that I made a lot of changes. One of the things was I put a new fuel tank in it. I put a electronic fuel pump in there. So I had a lot of changes there. And since then, I have not been able to get it running. So I don't know, like changed the distributor. Did I get the distributor right? I've got to go back over all that stuff. And hopefully I can take you all along for that ride of doing that. The Holley Sniper, I mean, I could use all the old stuff because I have a Holley carburetor and all that stuff. I took all that stuff out. I got the HEI. But I wanted that because it comes with the distributor, comes with all the pieces. And I want that because you don't have to worry about all this. It adjusts everything for you. I just get in, hit the key, boom, starts up and off you go. Because like I say, I want to make this my daily driver. I don't want to have to, let it sit for a few days. And when I say a daily driver, I mean as I need it. I have a car I drive mostly. But, I don't want to have to come back to it. Say I don't drive for 2 weeks, come back, and then I'm out there fooling with the carburetor and doing this. I don't want to have to do that. I want to be able to just hit the button and go on my way. Because, you turn it on, the fuel pump comes on, it pumps up the fuel to it, and then the computer makes all the calculations, and so that's what I'm hoping. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so I hope I can take y'all along on the ride. I want to get my square body sitting up at the house. I want to get it down here. I don't have a driveway down here. This is grass out here. I bought this house like this. So I don't know why they didn't put a driveway to the garage. They just didn't. My other house where I had a big garage, driveway right to the garage. But here there isn't. So I want to get the truck down here, at least down here right by the door so I can, I can go in, out, get my tools, have electric, all that stuff. And I like to take you all along, for that. I think it'll be interesting. Anyway, so I'll catch you on the next one. Again, subscribe, please. And if you would like the video, it'd be very grateful if you like the video. And any suggestions? I haven't been getting any comments except my brother. My older brother, he's pretty funny, but he said to me, he said, "Hey man, you need a shave." I thought that was funny because he didn't really mean it, but anyway, so yeah, that's the only comment I've gotten in the last, 5, 6 videos. So, maybe if you guys could comment, maybe kind of help me along, I appreciate it. Any constructive criticism will be fine. Of course, nobody wants to hear, people being mean to them, but, if you could help me out, that would be fantastic. Anyway, so have yourself a good day. I'll catch you on the next one, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. But I've been trying to get one a day. But I'm also busy. I got other things I got to take care of. So I'm going to try to get one tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. All right, y'all have a good one. I'll catch you on the next one.